Good, good, good afternoon.
Hi guys.
So for this segment, the Loso one will have to belanja the other person lunch. Okay. So
Firstly, let's introduce ourselves.
yeah. Ahmad here.
Syed,
Welcome to another episode of
from the ground
up.
up. Okay, let's do it.
Okay,
Alright.
so let's just dive into it. We are buyers,
Okay.
right? And we are open to anywhere
Right.
in
Singapore.
Yeah, in Singapore.
Yep.
What are the features of a township you'd look out for?
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright. So previously we have spoken about what you look out for in a unit.
Yep.
Like we talked about the corridor unit
Yep.
and corner unit, so on and so forth, right?
Yep.
So now in a township itself.
Yep.
So any area in Singapore,
Yeah.
about what you look out for.
Yep.
Okay. So because we've assisted a couple of buyers,
Yep.
and we've
Where
traveled
they
around.
both come from different parts of the island,
Yep.
and they are open to pretty much anywhere on the
Anyway,
island. Yep.
all right. So what's the first thing you would say?
Me,
Yeah.
accessibility. So
To-
MRT,
Public transport.
yep. For me would be the green line, or the green line,
The
the east-west line,
That is
the main artery of the MRT.
Okay.
That one,
Right.
as well as a town that is very accessible via expressways.
Yes.
Yep.
So that's a good point because
Yep.
for those who are traveling via public transport,
Yep.
right? You want to have easy access. If you can get sort of multiple
Yep.
train lines, would be great.
Correct.
There are, say for example, say Paya Lebar, right? Paya Lebar, you have access to the east-west line and the
Yep.
circle line.
Yep.
We have a listing in Shunfu.
Yep.
Currently, that is walking distance to the Circle Line and
As
the
well as
Thomson
the
East Coast
Thomson
Line.
East Coast.
Right, so that would be a great plus.
Yep.
Of course, if you have buses that it plies the major bus routes
Yep.
to various parts of the island, would be great.
Yep.
I would say I'm not a big fan of if, let's say, for example, your unit is at a location where you need to take the shuttle bus.
Like a feeder bus.
The
Okay.
feeder bus, yeah.
Yep.
Personally, for me, I'm not a great fan because I would think, especially like say, if I give an example, say Tampines,
Yep.
right? If I come back from work at 6 o'clock or so,
Yep.
and I go to Tampines Interchange and I need
Yep.
to take the feeder bus,
Yep.
it will be a long,
Like sardines.
yeah, you're gonna be in a queue, gotta wait for the
Yeah,
bus and all that
yeah,
thing. So personally, I'm not a fan of it.
Yep.
But of course, the location of the exact block,
So within walking distance.
that
to the
would
MRT.
be the major plus.
Yep. And how many minutes? I mean, we've met a couple of people who say within 10 minutes, 8 minutes, 5 minutes. What's your number?
I would say 10 minutes is comfortable.
Yep.
10 minutes is a good walk. I think maybe 15 could be
Yeah. A bit of a stretch.
A bit of
Yeah,
a stretch. Of course, if it's across the road or 5 minutes, it's
Yep.
so much more convenient.
Yep.
10,
Yep.
10 you would use that as like
So
for
under a
exercise.
kilometer lah.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So somewhere around 850 all the way down till right at your doorstep.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. So that is if you travel via
Yep.
public transport.
Yep.
But if you drive
Yep.
and you have your own car and all that type of thing, like what you said, you want to be close to
To expressway exits.
expressway exits.
Yep. And entry points.
Yeah.
Because it makes a lot of difference.
Oh, a lot
I mean, when we were traveling inland, right, when we were away from the major expressways,
Right.
and trying to get to the expressway was, congested.
Yeah. Traffic
It took
lights,
a while.
lights
Yeah,
after lights.
yeah, lots of lights. Yeah. So, I mean, the plus point of staying close to an exit or entry point, your commute to the major arteries, which are the expressways,
Yep.
right, is much shorter.
Yes.
Yep.
Yep.
So once you exit, you're almost home.
Yes.
And once
Exactly.
you've left your home, you're almost on the expressway. Take you
Exactly.
to anywhere. So that's if you have your own transport. But if you could combine both, then it's perfect.
Yeah.
Especially for the family. If you've got school-going kids and they're old enough and they're independent to take the train.
Yep.
Yep. And then, of course, you've got a lot. I mean, Singapore is so small and we're so well connected. We're very lucky with public transport and major roads.
Yep.
So living in a town where you've got big malls and all that is secondary for me. Because you can just get on a train or get in your motorbike or your car and just go to the next town where you've got the major shopping centers.
Actually, that's a valid point because this is, of course, my own personal experience where I live in Pasir Ris, right?
Yep.
So Pasir Ris has White Sands
Yep.
in their own central area.
Yep.
it's not a very big mall.
Yep.
Of course, there are sufficient to buy your
it's good enough
your
lah,
groceries
but,
and whatever have you. But then you compare one stop away.
Yeah, you've got
and you got Tampines, and you got like the three malls and everything else there.
Yeah.
Or even one more stop further, and you got East Point and all
Yep.
that. So it's like, because I live walking distance, I would say walking distance, right?
Yeah.
So if I don't fancy White Sands.
Yep.
I'll say, okay, just take a train.
Take a train, yeah.
You take a train, it'll take 3 minutes?
Yep.
And then you go down, and then the 3 malls in Tampines are just there. Right?
You're bound to find something you need.
Yeah, exactly. So I think what you're saying is a valid point, whereby I guess some people would appreciate having a good location in terms of your connectivity.
Yes, connectivity.
More than the amenities.
Amenities around, yeah.
Around.
Yep.
But of course, ideally within walking distance of where your unit is or your flat is, you want to have access to sort of your Sheng Siongs or your NTUCs or whatsoever.
For your daily
for your
amenities
daily
lah,
needs. Or even if you have, those small little provision shop downstairs,
Yep.
where you got your bread and all that. I mean, you don't want to be taking a train just to go and buy bread.
Yep.
Obviously, yeah.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah, so that is a very big plus in terms of connectivity, whether it is public transport or to the major expressways and all that.
Yep.
So what's next? What do you look out for?
I like being close to the coast. I just don't like being sandwiched. So maybe it's claustrophobia. I'm not sure, lah. But all my life I've grown up in the east, and it's always close to the coast.
Right.
Yeah. So I've never tried living inland.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even when we were studying in Perth.
Yeah. We were along Swan River.
Close the river.
We were very close to Swan River. That's it.
So it just maybe it gives me a perception of
being away from the hustle and bustle.
Yeah, and you get a little bit of free, fresh air. Yeah.
But
and that comes with nature. So which I like.
Right.
So you have a good mix of urban and nature.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what I look for also.
If you look at sort of the townships in Singapore.
Yep.
So what is close to
the coast?
The coast. So you're looking at that stretch anywhere between, say, Katong.
Yeah, all the way down
to
Bedok lah. Bedok South, right?
Yep.
And then you've got Pasir Ris, Punggol all the way up. You've got
Punggol.
I mean, you've got the Coney Island there. I mean, it's quite nice where they've done it. Yeah.
I mean, Punggol it's
not so much of a beach like.
It's
like
not a beach.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a lot of buildings there.
Yeah.
But I guess if you live, especially if you live near Coney Island or you live along the waterway, and now North Shore is coming up, right?
Yep.
Some of the units are sea facing.
Sea facing, yeah.
I mean, it's not really ocean. You see a lot of ships and all that thing,
Yeah.
but it's still pleasant.
Yep.
Is it still pleasant?
Yeah, and then of course
you move
I think Sembawang.
towards Sembawang.
Yeah, Sembawang's nice.
But Sembawang, I think the Sembawang beach, I mean, those houses that's closer to that are more of the landed
ones. Yeah.
The landed ones.
And I think because they've got the shipyard there, right?
Yeah.
So it's a bit more limited lah.
Correct. So that we're actually traveling along the coast.
Yep.
And then Admiralty, obviously not. It's all the warehouses.
Yep.
And then you got
They've got your
Woodlands.
checkpoint.
Then you get Woodlands. I mean, that's one way in case the CCTVs, the road cameras are down, and you live near the checkpoint. Like okay, because the causeway is clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then further west.
I mean, you won't count Kranji onwards.
No. Yeah. Because after that it becomes more industrialization.
And then Lim Chu Kang side and all that.
So there's not so much
too much
estates on that side.
Yep. And to be honest, I don't know much about West Coast.
Yeah, I mean West Coast is also a little bit older in the sense they've got. So if you go past Vivo, right? Then Telok Blangah.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So that side's quite nice, right?
Yeah, and also
nice and
quite pricey.
Yeah, quite pricey. Yeah. So as you go further down, also you've got a landed enclave, and then of course you've got your
Pasir Panjang areas,
Keppel shipyard, and all that.
Yeah.
So it's similar. So anything center west on both sides. There's a lot of industrial things going on, either warehouses,
PSA,
shipyards, etc. Or another nice estate would be, I think, Bukit Batok.
But that's not
I
coastal.
know it's not coastal, but it has a lot of parks there.
Ah, okay, fair enough.
yeah.
Okay, if you're looking at like Bukit Timah
Yeah,
and all, or some hikes
Yep.
and all that type of thing.
So you've got a lot,
Cashew.
and it's not so far off from the city for the city lovers, lah.
Right.
You know, you can, you're not far off.
Right.
Yeah, it sounds far,
Yep.
but it's not that far.
I mean, if you're looking in that sense,
Yep.
then I mean, if you are talking about nature lovers
Yep.
and all that,
Yishun?
then you can include any estate that potentially has a reservoir,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So even
you
Bedok
got
Reservoir,
Bedok Reservoir, Yishun.
Yishun is beautiful,
Yeah.
and all.
Yep.
I think Teban Gardens,
Yeah.
but that is a mix of the old and new.
Correct,
You got
yep.
new units there, but you got a lot of older units there.
Yep.
So
Yep.
yeah, so that's another thing that people look out for.
Yeah.
What
Exactly.
else? I think it's just more. Okay, I think the next one will probably be your amenities.
Yep.
Obviously,
Of
being
course.
in a more mature estate,
Yep.
you have your hawker centers and
Yep.
whatever have
Yep,
you and
yep,
all that
yep,
other
yep.
thing.
Yep.
But being in the non-mature estates,
Yep.
say your Sengkang, Pongos and all that, pretty much a lot of things are new.
Yeah.
You know, the play
That's true.
area is new.
Yep.
The void deck area probably is, I wouldn't say better maintained.
Mm-hmm.
They're just new.
And they go via grid system, which is a little bit easier to navigate, I guess.
Is it?
For Pongal, I mean, it's just blocks after blocks, right? It just
I don't know.
straight, turn left, turn right. You know, depending on which square you're on.
I always have this classic example where if I look at, say, Sengkang,
Yep.
there's Compassville Lane, Compassville
Yeah.
Walk,
But okay,
Compassville
with
Drive and
Sengkang
all
is a
that.
little bit old and more new. Like
The
they've got
Riverville,
older ones.
the
Yep.
Riverville side is
90s.
slightly older, but
Yep.
the Compassville and the Fernville,
Yeah,
is
those are
the
the bit,
Anchorvales.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's just that I
But I
like.
think if you were to be living there, then you might get used to it.
You get used to it. I'm
Yeah,
not saying you won't get used. I mean, if you're living there for 5 years and you're not used to it, then something's not
Time to
right.
move. Huh?
Yeah, maybe but it's just like okay, Tampines Street 71.
Yep.
You know roughly where it is.
Yep.
Tampines Street 41. You know
Yep.
roughly where it is.
Correct,
and all
yeah.
that type of thing,
Because it's a street number, and you know it roughly matches with the block.
with the block and all that.
numbers.
But then the walks and the lane and
Yeah, it
the,
doesn't. Yeah,
and then
so
you're
you're
like,
like,
which one am I, am I
yeah.
going to?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
And I think last but not least would be family. You know, your relatives, your parents,
Yep.
your siblings, especially for those who are very used to communal living. I think it's very, that's one major feature that someone looks out for. Yeah.
And not to forget, if you're within 4 kilometers
Yeah.
of your parents
If you
or your
buy a
kids
HDB flat,
and all that, then you
you
are
get
proximity housing grant,
housing,
which is what, 20 grand.
20 grand. Yep.
20 grand if you live within 4 kilometers.
Yep.
So it may not be in the same estate,
Yep.
but it could be close enough.
Close enough.
Yeah.
Yep.
So those are some things that people look out for.
Yep.
Yep. So I think that is what we have found as well with
Yep.
our clients, that we have walked them on the ground and all that.
Yep.
So these are things that they pick up on.
Yep.
But of course, then the next level would be
Zeroing into the
unit
estate itself,
Yeah.
and then the unit. Yep.
Yeah, whatever facing and all that,
Correct,
type of thing,
yep.
unblocked view and all. So
Yep.
quite a bit of things to take into consideration.
Yeah, yep.
But of course, we cannot tick
All the boxes,
all
yeah.
the boxes.
Yep.
We try to take as much boxes as
Yep.
possible, but most importantly, it has to fit the budget.
Yep.
Yeah, it has to fit the budget. If it doesn't, then
Yeah.
we have to fall back on the next best
Yep.
option. Yeah. All right. It's quite
Comprehensive?
easy. That's quite easy. That's comprehensive. It's only about 14
Alright.
minutes. So not so bad. All right. So that is what you may want to look out for if
Yep.
you are looking to purchase, whether your second, third home or if you're a first home buyer.
Yep.
All right.
Alrighty.
All good. That's all for today. We'll talk
Have
to you
a
soon.
nice one.